Hey guys, Disler Magic here, and here's an update to a video I released, I don't know, 48 hours ago probably. By the way, I deleted the video because, while everything I said at the time was true, it is now retroactively not true, so I thought, well, why leave it up? So here's what I do know. Okay, so I called up my vendor the day before Iconic Masters was spoiled because I had some hot tips that there would be some hot cards in it. So I thought, okay, I'll get in my order before anybody else because sometimes it is kind of first come, first serve with my vendor. They try to do it evenly and fairly, unlike some other ones. And he told me, oh, sorry, it's WPN only, which is Wizards Play Network only. I'm not a Wizards Play Network location, even though I do 10 times the work of the average one. I also move more product than them. So yeah, that's how Wizards shows their appreciation, is by giving us nothing. And so I told him what I thought about that, somewhat politely. And yeah, told him, hey, you might want to check or just ignore it because that's ridiculous. I'm like, dude, I got people who want pre-orders. I was counting on that money. What the hell changed since MM3? I mean, there was no warning. I literally called you twice to ask you in the past if it was WPN only or open so I could plan for it. You had no answer because Wizards wasn't saying anything. Then out of nowhere, boom, nope, it's WPN only. So I got a call this morning, and it was my vendor, or I should say my distributor. It's not a vendor. I'm a vendor. They're the distributor. There's only 6 of them in the US, by the way. So what they specifically said was, we can send you some now. They didn't say Wizards changed their mind. They didn't say they changed their mind. They didn't say they're choosing to not comply with Wizards' ridiculous changes. They did say that they had a lot of pissed off customers when I inquired about that. So whether they just flipped off Wizards and decided we're going to sell it to whoever we damn well want, or they, contacted Wizards, their buyer person said, yeah, you can't just do this to our customers at the last second with no warning. So what the next limited set will be, I have no idea. I'm not counting on getting it at all. But Wizards, I would strongly suggest that if you want to go back to a WPN system, which by the way, I would not strongly suggest, you could at least give us a month or 2 warning and say, okay, we're changing it back. Like we changed EMA and MM3 to be wide open to anybody, but the next set will be WPN only because it was a failed experiment and whatever, which is ridiculous because sending it to everybody is the fairest way to do it. If you saw my last video, great. If you didn't, basically the people who are going to sell stuff online, which is what they're trying to avoid, I guess. I mean, that's what they're claiming, but it's a load of crap. They know that people live more than 100 miles away from an LGS and they need to get the product online. And if they don't allow people to sell it online at all, then those people are not going to get the product. Simple as that. They're going to lose sales, lose customers. That's stupid. So it's just, oh, wink, wink, nod, nod, don't sell it online. And then some Wizards Play Network location that gets 8 people for F&M orders 30 pallets of Modern Masters 3. Oh, gee, that's not suspicious. I hope they don't end up online. You know, that's what it is. And they cannot, they are incapable of, and they also choose not to, both, police the singles market. So if I took 30 pallets of MM3 and opened it and then sold all the singles individually online, they can't stop me because they can't prove where they came from. The cards don't have serial numbers, the boxes and the packs do. And plus, that's like a transformed product. It's already been opened. The value is now like fluctuated and, you know, how do they stop people from selling singles 5 years later as opposed to immediately? So they just said, hands off, screw it, whatever. But there are people out there who regularly just order 1,000 boxes. They get an order for, 1 box, 2 boxes, 4 boxes, 1 case, whatever. So they just take it, slap a label on it, erase the serial number so that they don't get caught, and then send it out to whoever wants it online. And people telling me, oh, you can't do that at a high volume. If you have a credit card and enough storage, you can do it. I can print bulk labels on eBay and just use like either adhesive paper or like those little packing slip thingies or whatever. You could just use tape. I've done that, and you can do about 4 boxes per minute. I would assume that because I can do about 2 envelopes per minute, and that's an envelope, and you got to seal those differently. So yeah, some random dude with no staff, no warehouse, and no LGS that somehow got a distributor account, he could just sit there and just slap labels on something, and the limit of his credit card is the limit of what he's ordering because he knows he can clear them. So $1 profit margin is just fine with him. And so that was the whole basis of the WPN thing. They wanted to keep it out of those people's hands, but as soon as they stopped selling to those people, or if they never sold them to them in the first place, I don't know the history of the program from like 10 years ago, they would just go to somebody who does have a WPN number and say, hey, order me 1,000, you know, to take your 100 and make it 1,100 and then sell me the 1,000. And if they're friends or whatever, they do it, and you usually get volume discounts. So why not? So the WPN program means nothing. It's just a hurdle. And at the end of the day, it keeps vendors like me who do a ton of work, a ton of good for the whole, like the network as a whole, you know, the product, the customer base, whatever you want to say. And we don't get anything. We don't get the most profitable sets. We just have to skip those and cross our fingers and hope standard is hot. I mean, Cons of Dark here was lovely, but still. And the only people left getting, you know, 100 or 1,000 boxes are the people who are cheating the system and lying. Either they're abusing a WPN number, which it states in the WPN program agreement in the terms of use, you as a store owner cannot sell to a reseller. You are not allowed to do that. And that's exactly what these people are doing. So there you go. But even worse, like I said in the last video, which is now deleted, which is why I'm reiterating this, people make up fake stores, take fake pictures, then they hold fake events with fake people with fake DCI numbers. So the entire thing is one giant fraud, and then on top of that, they get from the vault and promos. So most of the people who you see are selling like 30 Fatal Push promos on the Thursday before the first F&M, you know, for September, and they're selling like all of the Fatal Pushes, it's because they don't even own a real LGS, or they absorbed the contact information, just claim to be an employee for an LGS that closed. You just file a fake address and there you go. So there's all kinds of ways to cheat the program. And so all the cheaters were getting, what is it called? Iconic Masters, and all the honest, hardworking single sellers were getting screwed. Now, all that said, I wanted to know if this was a mistake on my distributor's part, or a miscommunication from Wizards, or lack of clarification, or I don't know. So I talked to another LGS owner in my area that is also not a WPN location. They, just like me, they don't have the seating to hold tournaments. If they went above 8 people, they wouldn't have the seats. So they just don't hold it, but they can still get products because, you know, they are a legit, like, comics and hobby and board game type of place. And they sell all kinds of stuff. They even got, like, the pop vinyls and everything. I mean, they sell tons of cool geeky stuff, and they're very popular. So, oh no, how terrible, they're not holding F&M. Well, guess what? They can't. I mean, it's that simple, but they're still helping sell Magic products locally. So I said, hey, did you hear anything about not being able to get Iconic Masters? And, I mean, he didn't have a distinct answer because it's like, he uses the worst distributor in America, by far, Southern Hobby. Even Rudy doesn't use them, okay? Rudy from Alpha Investments, even he refuses to use them because of their unfair shenanigans. I mean, Southern Hobby makes Star City games look good by comparison on the morality scale. They are so shady, so unfair to the small vendors. Everybody who knows anything knows not to touch them. That's just what I've heard. I haven't worked with them personally, but that's what everybody else that's worked with them that I've ever talked to has said. They really hate them. Also, their delivery drivers are dicks. So that's who he uses for some reason, even though they did what, honestly, ACD did to me. And when BFZ rolled around and OGW, we ordered fat packs and they just removed them. They just removed them from our order. They just said, sorry, some other douchebag that sells them online needs them more than you do, and they pay us more. So you're less valuable as a customer, so screw you. Okay, that's like the tip of the iceberg. But like I said, Magic card distribution, it makes like some kind of drug racket look polite. All the crooked, unfair stuff and bribery and card hoarding and lying and oh my god, it is ridiculous. Wizards really needs to clean it up. But anyway, I said, hey, did you try to make an order yet? I think he said no, but they use some kind of queuing system or balance system where you don't even really make an order. They just kind of set a number, then verify it with you later. So I don't know. I guess they didn't really tell him anything specifically about it, but they didn't tell him that he couldn't get it. So I guess we don't have a distinct answer about whether Wizards told everybody across the entire distribution network, WPN only this time, surprise. And then if they changed their mind, or if just ACD changed their mind, or if just my sales rep changed his mind and decided to send just me some. So I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if we'll ever find out because I don't know that many store owners. So for any of you out there who run a local gaming store but aren't in the WPN program and you don't hold formal Wizards events and also tried to order Iconic Masters. I keep forgetting the damn name. Why didn't they name it something less stupid? Anyway, if you tried to order it but before today, okay, so that's like one of you. Let me know what your experience was. Were you told that it was WPN only? And if you were, call back. So I'd love to get to the bottom of this, but at the end of the day, apparently I'm getting some. I mean, nothing's set in stone until they show up at my actual doorstep. Because, yeah, anything can happen, but I wasn't going to talk about it, I wasn't going to cover it, I wasn't going to do any spoilers on it, I wasn't going to support it in any way, and I wasn't going to buy it, because getting backstabbed that hard when I need the money that badly, that is like the last straw. So if Wizards changes their mind on this again, oh, we're going to have a video or two about it. But thankfully, I guess they changed their mind and went the right route, unless that's not what happened. I have no idea. Like I said, the whole damn Magic the Gathering distribution network and who gets what and who can do what and who's allowed to do what and who's doing what but they choose to ignore it and all this cloak and dagger crap, just ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. I mean, basically just nobody ever knows what's going on and everybody's lying to everybody else. That's the best way I can describe it. So, don't become a Magic card vendor is what I'm trying to say. It's not worth it. It's just one giant mess and you'll end up losing money one way or another because of Wizards' wonderful quality decisions. But at least we're going in the right direction on this one. So I'll update you guys if anything needs updating. Otherwise, hopefully sometime in November, I will actually get some damn product. I'll see you guys next video.